Hey guys, it's Miss Johnson and I'm here to bring you our notes for Unit 2 Learning Target 4. Today we are talking about multiplying monomials by polynomials. So let's just think back to simplifying expressions in general and how we would distribute. When we use distribution, we are multiplying. So if I have this 2 on the outside of this set of parentheses and I distribute it to both parts inside, that means I'm taking 2 times x, which is 2x, and also 2 times negative 4, which is negative 8. So I end up with an expression there of 2x minus 8 after I do that distribution. In number 2, if I take that negative 3 and multiply it by the x squared and also the negative 1, I get negative 3x squared. Then I have a negative times a negative, which gives me positive, and then 3 times 1 is 3. So taking care of the distribution there gave me negative 3x plus 3. So distribution means multiplying, and we're going to be doing that today, but now we've got some extra variables involved in our multiplication. So when we are using the distributive property with monomials, we want to distribute the monomial on the outside of the parentheses, so the thing that's out here, to each term inside the parentheses there. We're going to then make sure that we combine our like terms if we have any and simplify our expression. It's always good to write it in standard form. So write your expression in standard form, which means you are starting with the largest exponent and decreasing from there. To the smallest exponent, or the constant. Sometimes the last term is a constant, meaning it doesn't have, or it's technically an exponent of 0. So let's just go through some practice questions. In number 3, I have x times the quantity x minus 4. So I'm going to distribute those. Remember that when we multiply variables, we add their exponents together. So that's x times x, which gives me x squared. And then x times negative 4 gives me negative 4x. No like terms to combine, so that's my expression. In number 4, I have negative 2x times the quantity x plus 3. Negative 2x times x is going to give me negative 2x squared. And negative 2x times 3 is going to be negative 6x. And again, no like terms, nothing to combine. These were both already in standard form. This was an exponent of 2, this was an exponent of 1. So my exponents decreased already. Same thing here, exponent of 2, exponent of 1. So those were both in standard form. So I'm good because my exponents decreased as I moved from left to right. Let's take a look at number 5. Here I have 3x times 4x minus 1. So the quantity 4x minus 1 is what I need to multiply by. I have 3x times 4x, which is 12x squared. And then 3x times negative 1 is negative 3x. In number 6, 2x times x squared and 2x times 7 is what my distribution looks like there. So 2x times x squared is going to be 2x to the third, because I have x to the first and x to the second, and 1 plus 2 gives me 3. And then 2x times 7 is going to be 14x. So I haven't had any like terms that I've had to combine yet, so that's a good thing. Let's take a look at number 7. Distribute that x squared, so I have x squared times x, which is x to the third, and x squared times negative 11, which is negative 11x squared. It's already in standard form, no like terms. 5x times x squared is 5x to the third. 5x times 4x is 20x squared. 5x times negative 2 is negative 10x. And again, no like terms, and my exponents decrease. They go from 3 to 2 to 1. So that's my standard form. All right, so let's take a look here. Now we have 2 sets of distribution in number 9. The first set of distribution is this 2 gets distributed to this first set of parentheses. The second set of distribution is the 3 that gets distributed to that set of parentheses. So the 2 is being multiplied by the x plus 3, and the 3 is being multiplied by the x minus 1. And you have to treat those two things separately. And then after we do the distribution, then we'll look for like terms. So let's distribute first. When I distribute there, I get 2x plus 6. So 2 times x is 2x, 2 times 3 is 6. Then when I distribute the second one, I have 3x, and 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. Notice, by the way, that I dropped the parentheses. Once I took care of the distribution, I don't need to have the parentheses anymore. They don't do anything for me, so I can get rid of them. Now, however, I do want to go back and look for my like terms. So when I look for my like terms here, I've got a 2x and a 3x that can be combined together. 2x plus 3x is 5x. Think all the way back to the very beginning of Unit 2. When we were at the very beginning, we added like terms. And when we combined like terms, we added their coefficients, but we kept their exponents the same. So even though I'm adding 2x plus 3x, my x is still raised to the first power. I just combine those coefficients out front. So 2x plus 3x gives me 5x. Then the constants, 6 and negative 3 is positive 3. So I have 5x plus 3 there. Let's try that again in number 10. So in number 10, I have this x that needs to get distributed to the x and the 5. And I have this negative 2x that needs to get distributed to the x plus 3. So x times x gives me x squared. X times 5 gives me 5x. Negative 2x times x gives me negative 2x squared. And negative 2x times 3 gives me negative 6x. So when I combine my like terms there, I've got an x squared and a negative 2x squared. That's 1 minus 2, which is negative 1x squared. Then I also have this 5x and negative 6x. 5 minus 6 is negative 1x. Now, you wouldn't see it written this way if this were a multiple choice test. There's nothing wrong with that response right there, but that one, you don't need this one coefficient. That's redundant. We don't need to put it there. So that's negative x squared minus x. That's how it would look if this were a multiple choice test. That one coefficient doesn't make a difference. Number 11, so let's take our 2x and distribute it into the 3x plus 5, and then this x is going to go to the x squared, the 2x, and the negative 7, all the way across. So 2x times 3x is 6x squared. 2x times 5 is 10x. In the second set, x times x squared is x to the third, so I have a plus sign in the middle because of that plus sign. And then x times 2x is 2x squared, and x times negative 7 is negative 7x. All right, so now let's find our like terms. So the largest exponent that I see is x to the third. In order to write my expression in standard form, I want to write that largest exponent first. It doesn't have any like terms that go with it, so I'm just going to put it out front by itself because nothing needs to be combined with it. Then let's go to our x squareds. I have 6x squared and 2x squared, which gives me 8x squared. Adding those like terms, I combine the coefficients. 6 plus 2 is 8. Then I go to the x terms. I have a 10x and a negative 7x. 10 minus 7 gives me 3. So that's 3x for the x term. My coefficients, my exponents decrease 3, 2, and 1. So I'm in standard form, and I've taken care of all of the parentheses and all of the exponents, and I've written it in standard form, so I'm good. All right, let's take a look at number 12. So in number 12, I have 3x times the x squared times the 2x and times the 1. And then I have a negative x. Be careful to bring that negative with it. Negative x times 4x and negative x times 5. So in the first set of parentheses, 3x times x squared is 3x to the third. 3x times 2x is 6x squared. And then 3x times 1 is 3x. Now, the second set of parentheses, some people like to think of this as plus negative x, where you've got like a negative 1 with your x. So you can think of that as negative 1x times the 4 times the 5, or times the 4x and times the 5. That would be negative 4x squared and negative 5x, because negative 1 times 4 is negative 4, and negative 1 times 5 is negative 5. So don't forget to bring that negative with it if you have a negative in between those two sets of parentheses. All right, so now let's combine our like terms. My largest power is the power of 3, so I'm going to write 3x to the third in the front. There's no other powers of 3 to combine with it, so I can leave that out front by itself. Then I'm going to put my squared terms together. I have 6 minus 4, which is 2x squared. Then I have a negative 5x that's by itself. Oh, you guys, I almost missed something. Did anybody catch my mistake? I'm going to catch it now and fix it. This 3x times 1 should be a 3x. My bad. Hopefully you caught my mistake and wrote that down. But it should be a 3x there. So I have a negative 5x and a 3x. 3 minus 5 is negative 2. So I have 3x to the third plus 2x minus 2x for my final simplified expression. All right, that takes us to the end of our notes for today. So thanks for listening, and I will catch you next time.